Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Meg and I'm a lover of all things beauty and makeup. And today I thought we could have some fun pulling out some oldies but goodies. I wanted to play with some of my Give Me Glow palettes, specifically the Vintage Rose and Vivid Rose palettes, as well as we might pull in like one of my single shadows I have from them. I have a few of their like sort of special super sparkly ones. And I thought maybe we'd include one of those, but we'll see. I also just love using the palettes themselves. So if you want to watch me create something just fun and probably very pink, then keep on watching. All right, so I want to first dig into Vintage Rose. So if you haven't used Gimme Glow Cosmetics before, this is one of like their older palettes. I don't remember exactly when this came out because I definitely didn't get it during the first release, but this is the first kind of like the rose whatever palettes they did, and this is Vintage Rose, and just very like romantic garden vibes. And I really like being able to utilize the Give Me Glow shadows for like face as well, like blush and highlight. So I thought we would do that, and I'm going to go in with Rust Rose, this shade here, and I want to use that as my blush today. I'm going to take that on this Luxie 504 large angled, like just blush brush. We're going to dab into, I am going to try to knock it off because I should probably grab a mirror. I'm going to knock it off just because it is a shadow technically, so it's going to be pigmented. And we're going to go in and lightly start blending that out. As you can see, very pigmented, and this was like me barely dipping in. I like a very pigmented blush. Even for me, like I'll probably tone this down a bit just because this is pretty intense. I thought I had dipped in lighter than I had apparently, but what I'm going to do first is just get it really blended out and just kind of see where we end up with that. But I'll probably go over a little bit with a bit of face powder just to help calm it down a bit, but we want to match the other side too. So we're going to go in. Ooh, that one is kind of going a little patchy on this side, but all good. We'll get it blended and mixed. Sometimes it's nice when stuff like this happens too, because then you can kind of see that makeup is a process. It's not like you put it on and like really for anybody, it's not like you put it on and it's just like, oh, perfect. Look at that. Boom, it's on. So sometimes you have to like go in and fix stuff. Ow, that was my elbow. Go in and fix stuff and all that. And if this is something that's gonna terrify you, then I'm probably not the channel to be watching. Alright, and then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna grab it's just like a Morphe E40 and a little bit of my loose powder. And we're just gonna go over that. Just like that. Because I still want it fairly blushed. I'm not trying to like get rid of everything that I did. I'm just trying to make sure that it is blending in to everything nicely. I'm even going to take a little bit of my foundation and just kind of go on the edge here. And then just back in with the powder. I'm like, yeah, you could make your life easier and just not go in with an eyeshadow for your blush and probably not have to then go through this whole process, but I think it's fun utilizing your palettes for as much as you can. So the palette has some amazing like pinks, purples, and greens between the two of them. I think I really want to keep this to like sort of like the like red pink sort of vibe. Maybe get some like sort of Valentines inspiration. So I'm going to first go in with Vintage Rose, and we're going to go into Velvet Petals, just this like deep kind of reddish shade. I don't know why I put my mirror away. And I'm just taking that on this Jessup. It's just like a sort of shader brush. They don't have names or numbers on these. Make sure that my base is all patted out. And then I'm going to start stamping this on the outer edge. Do this on the other side too. I really mostly just wanted to get on here and like play with some makeup. Been kind of struggling to inspire myself to get into the flow of creating, but I really don't want to like have like big gaps in when I'm putting some content out. So I wanted to try to make myself get on here and do something, and I always feel better once I do. So let's just see where it takes us. Then I'm going to go into Vivid Rose, and I'm going to go into this He Loves Me shade, which is sort of like a purpley pink. Definitely not like a true purple or anything, but I don't know. I'm terrible at describing colors. And I'm going to take that on this small Morphe M506, just like a small blending brush. I'm going to start tapping that on the outside. I say tapping, kind of blending it. Anyways, I want to make sure that I don't get into like a rut with my makeup, so I definitely feel like I need to like kind of just push myself to make sure that I'm continuing to create and have fun. I have some video ideas and some like products that are coming in, like both like just like newer palettes that I'm obviously going to showcase. Like I've got the Ensley Rain Cold Moon palette coming in, which I think when I do that video, I don't know like if I'm going to touch too much on. I know that there's been like some kind of drama going on with the like around the brand, and just kind of how they've done stuff. I'm not going to get into all that, but I'll probably like touch on that like lightly in my video, but my video is not going to be all about that, so choose to watch it based off that how you will. I also have the Nomad Cosmetics newest palette coming, the New Zealand Stargazing palette. I'm really excited about that. So I'll definitely feature those, and then I've got a couple of other videos that I'm just waiting on some product for. So I'm just trying to find a blending brush that I want. Sure, this will work. So those are coming out, so I definitely have some content planned, but wanted to do something in the meantime too, just to continue to have fun creating. So next shade, we are going to go in with Spill the Tea Rose, just this light pink, and this is also in the Vivid Rose palette. Sorry, I had to get hiccups. And I'm taking that on, this is a melt, it says mini, what? I don't know. It's from the Amore Mariposa. It's like an 808. It's just, I don't think you can get these brushes unfortunately anymore, but it's just a small blending brush. And we're going to continue to blend everything out. Not really doing anything kind of very different or unique with this. It's pretty standard sort of eyeshadow application. I just hadn't played with my Give Me Glow shadows in quite a while, so I really wanted to give them some love. Especially with Valentine's Day coming, I thought when better to use my beautiful pink rosy palettes I have from them, that I feel like these just like embody like romance and all of that. So yeah, does anyone have any big plans that they do for Valentine's Day? I have some epic ones. I'll be getting surgery, getting my gallbladder removed on Valentine's Day, unless the surgery gets pushed at all, but as of right now it hasn't been. So that'll be fun. But we're not huge, like my husband and I, like we're not big Valentine's Day people anyways, so that's fine. I'm just going to go back into the previous shades now. So back in with He Loves Me. So yeah, like for Valentine's Day itself, not really any actual real Valentine's Day plans, but it'll be nice to get this situation that I have going on taken care of. So yeah. You guys big into Valentine's? Do anything big for, whether it's just for yourself or like with like your friends or family, or like, you know, your significant other or whichever. My husband and I actually went on our first official date the day after Valentine's Day. So to me that always kind of means a little bit more. Just going back into, like I said, going back to all the previous shades. Now I'm going to go with the first shade, Velvet Petals, with the same brush, and just re-intensify that. Just want to make sure I don't lose this like depth and drama that we have out. I really do need to play with my, I don't have a lot of stuff from Give Me Glow. I haven't purchased from them in a while, and like not for any specific reason, just other than there's just been a lot of other stuff. I will say like the last palette I got from them was the, what's it called? Witch, it's the witch one. Bad Witch Club, I think it's called. Which I love like the theming and the color story of, but I don't know if I got a faulty palette or something, but like from the get-go, like mine has just not performed well. It's been super patchy, and it doesn't matter like how I try to use them, like the shades just, I have not been able to find a way to like make it work. So I don't know. I couldn't bring myself to declutter it in my last declutter just because I want the palette to work so bad, but it might be something that I just kind of have to like give up on. But I don't know if that also kind of like just threw me off, and I just had such a experience with that I just haven't been super gung-ho about trying anything else. But I don't know, I'd like to get some more of their shadows. There's a few more of their like special kind of shimmer shades that I would really love to get my hands on. I'm going to grab another brush. This is a Luxie 221, it's just like a flat definer, and I'm going to dip into that Velvet Petals shade, and I just want to start bringing that onto the lower lash line. So, like 3/4 of the way in, and then just make sure that it's really intense, like really help make sure it's intense in the outer corner there. But yeah, I don't know, I always love the shadows that I had from the brand aside from that one palette. But also, like, I don't know, no one really talks about them anymore, so I know they've come out with some new stuff, but it doesn't really seem like it made as much of a splash as they originally had in the past. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that He Loves Me shade on that same brush we used with that, and we're just going to blend that out a bit. What have, I guess just like, you know, I've been trying to like kind of look more on and pay attention to like what videos are drawing me in and stuff, because I definitely feel like YouTube's changing. I feel like I still like seeing tutorials, but admittedly they're not really the vast majority of what I watch. Probably also just because like I am pretty comfortable doing makeup, so I don't really feel like I have, you know, I seek out YouTube to like learn and practice as much anymore. I normally kind of will see a look on Instagram and then just try to like look at like, you know, their final result and like just try to challenge myself to recreate that how I think I can or how I feel like it would work for me. So I don't really watch like tutorials as much. Like it really is a lot of like reviews and first impressions because I just want to I want to see some video content and some firsthand sort of feedback on like a product or a palette that I might be thinking of. And I just want to kind of see how swatches are looking and get some inspiration on whether or not I think that that would be the right fit for me and my collection. So that's what I'm mostly watching. But yeah, I don't know, like what are people liking to see? You know, I don't want to just be doing like reviews and first impressions. But I definitely want to try to have some different content on. So I would love any feedback from anyone on what they're loving, what you're loving to watch. All right, so now we're gonna take, I think I want a little pencil brush. This is the Morphe M431. And I'm gonna go in with this like super bright pink called Pretty Peony. And this is in the Vivid Rose palette. I just think a pop of like super bright pink would be really nice for this. I went ahead and applied my NYX glitter glue to my lid because that's what I do for all my shimmers. And I have decided that I'm going to go in with Pink Rose from the Vivid Rose palette. And then I can't help it, I have to pull in Electric Unicorn from my singles just because I'm just being careful lifting that because I'm worried some stuff's getting a bit crumbly. I can't help it. I want to use that shade. So we're first going to go in with Pink Rose. I'm going to pull that up on the same just like flat brush that I used to apply the glitter glue. And we're just going to start stamping that down. I feel like for sure, like where Gimme Glow has always like glowed is with their shimmer formula. It's just like so magical and just beautiful, shimmery, often shifty, and just really gorgeous. So they're one of my favorite shimmer formulas to date. I just need to utilize them more. I think because their mattes can be kind of tricky, I don't always pull it out for that reason, but their shimmers definitely still do stand the test of time, in my opinion. So if I'm going to recommend that you try anything from the brand, it's just getting some of their single shimmers if you still can. I don't know if they're like phasing out like their old pans because they always did like these really, as you can have been able to see, these large pans, and I don't think they do that with their palettes anymore. Just because it's like it is a lot of product, but if you can still get any of those, I would highly recommend it. All right, and then I'm going to dip into just with the other side of the brush. We're going to go into Electric Unicorn, and we're going to put that on the inner corner. I probably should have tapped that off a bit because it is pretty crumbly. We're just going to put that on the inner corner slash like the inner little bit of the lid. And like it is like a super impactful shade. So like you barely have to like dip in. And I'm just gonna do that. Definitely got like some like little glitter fallout happening. That's okay. We are okay with that. And I'm just kind of blending it up. I like my shimmers to really go up quite a bit, so if I seem like I'm bringing it up kind of high, I probably am on purpose. Not probably am, I am on purpose. So it's just the way I like it. Doesn't have to be the way you want to do it, but it's the way I'm going to do it. Something kind of like that. And then we're going to go back in with that Jessup brush and back into, oops, I covered it up. We're going to go back into that Velvet Petal shade. And we're just going to stamp that back along the edge here just because when I was putting down the pink shimmer, it definitely which is what always happens when I'm doing this, but it kind of overtakes the outer corner a bit. Plus also I just feel like you always have to kind of go back in just to make sure that the blend between the two is good. You want it to be seamless. So that's why I'm not like, I'm just kind of lightly dipping back into the product. I don't want like too much on my brush. We're just trying to stamp it very lightly. Something like that. All right, I am going to go and I think we're just gonna finish this look off. I'm gonna put on some lashes, some liner, probably something on my lips, and then we will just show the finished look and you can see where I ended up. Okay, here it is, the finished look. What do we think? So to finish off for my waterline, I used the gel liner that I was talking about. I should have used as a base for the pink. This is from Melt Cosmetics. It is one of their pigment paints in Concha. This is from the Amore Mariposa collection. So sadly, it's no longer available, but I am so hoping that Melt Cosmetics makes more, like, whether it's pigment paints, gel liners, whatever, in shades like this, just because they are so amazing. It's a great formula, and I adore it. I think technically, because it's pigment paint, you're not supposed to use it on the eyes, but whatever. Anyway, so I'm not telling you to use it on your eyes. I'm just saying I did. And then I took the one in Onyx to just like tight line at the top. For my lips, I went with something that my hubby brought me back from his business trip. So it is one of the Kylie lip kits. He, I guess, came across one of those like Kylie Cosmetics vending machines. I don't know if all it had was the lip kits in it, but that's what it looked like. So he grabbed me a couple of these. So today I used, it's called like their travel exclusive. So I think it's maybe like just at certain airports. And it's in the shade Until Further Notice. This is my first time trying the Kylie lip kits. So this one's like their matte kit. So it comes with a lip liner and a matte liquid lipstick that just like complement each other, go together. So I think it's really nice. I really love this. Goes on nicely, dries down really fast, and is like very matte. Probably should have my lips more conditioned before I'm trying to wear a formula like this, but it is comfortable to wear, and yeah, so far so good. I really like it. I know one of my local shoppers does carry some Kylie Cosmetics, so I might have to just make my way down there sometime soon to go grab some other goodies and try out some more stuff from the brand, because I've always been a bit curious, but now that I've actually finally tried something, I'm kind of like, okay, like maybe I need to give some other stuff a chance. But yeah, we just put on some Ione lashes. I think this is from one of their like kind of gala socialite collections. I am bad for keeping the outer box because normally the ones I have at my local Dollarama are, I think, very sort of out of season. I don't think they're like sort of like the newest from Ione, so I don't really worry about knowing what one it is because I don't think you can find it probably anyways. But yeah, what do we think about the look? I ended up going in with, I'll show you, Blossom from the Vintage Rose palette as my highlighter. Hopefully you can see that. It's just a nice sort of soft pink. I just thought it would complement the look really nicely. I'm happy with how this turned out. This is totally something I would wear out for like a date makeup, like / Valentine's Day. So maybe it's a little intense for you. I don't know. You could always try to do something like this, but like a little bit more toned down. Like you don't have to go with the hot pink. You don't have to like blow out the eyeshadow as much. Like, and this was me, I feel like trying to keep it a little bit tame too. But yeah, I really like how it turned out. It was a lot of fun creating this. I would really appreciate it if you would give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe. I just have been so appreciative of all of you who decided to stick around, and also check me out on my other socials. I'm Spooky Mama Glam on Instagram and TikTok as well. I do tend to post on those platforms more, well, at least more so Instagram, but yeah, if you want to see more of my content, those are the places to go check me out. And feel free to leave any suggestions for like videos that you love to watch and maybe would like to see me do recreations of or whatever. And yeah, I hope you had fun. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.